Do you ever agree to things you don't want to do just because saying no feels impossible? You're not alone. Most of us struggle with saying no, fearing guilt, rejection, or conflict. But what if you could protect your time, energy, and peace of mind without hurting anyone or feeling bad? In this guide, we'll help you master the art of saying no confidently and compassionately. Saying no can feel like letting someone down, but in reality, it's one of the most empowering skills you can develop. Many of us find ourselves trapped in the cycle of saying yes to every request, leading to stress, overcommitment, and neglected priorities. This behavior impacts not just your schedule but your mental health and relationships too. In this guide, we'll explore why saying no is so difficult, the toll it takes, and actionable steps to say no without guilt or damaging relationships. So, why we can't say no to people? Fear of rejection. Many people believe that saying no will harm their relationships or make them less likable. This fear often stems from the misconception that agreeing to everything is the only way to maintain strong connections. The need for approval. We often associate saying yes with being helpful and kind. Seeking validation from others, we say yes to gain their praise or avoid disappointing them. Cultural or familial conditioning. In some cultures or families, saying no is considered rude or selfish. From an early age, we may be taught to prioritize others' needs over our own, making it harder to set boundaries as adults. The hero syndrome. You might feel compelled to help everyone, even at the cost of your own well being. This belief, often rooted in a desire to feel indispensable, can lead to chronic overcommitment. Does saying yes every time affect your mental health? Leads to burnout. Constantly agreeing to things you don't want to do can drain your energy, leading to physical and emotional exhaustion. Creates resentment. When you consistently put others first, resentment can build, negatively impacting your relationships. Neglects self-care. Overcommitting leaves little time for your own priorities, leading to poor self-care and an unbalanced life. Fuels anxiety and stress. Trying to juggle too many commitments can leave you overwhelmed and constantly on edge, increasing feelings of anxiety. Why we feel guilty after saying no? Empathy misplaced. You might over-empathize with the other person's disappointment, blaming yourself for their feelings. Fear of damaging relationships. There's often a worry that saying no will upset the other person or strain your relationship with them. Internalized beliefs. A deeply ingrained belief that saying no makes you selfish or unkind can intensify guilt, even when your decision is justified. How to cure this situation? Reframe your perspective. Understand that saying no is a healthy boundary, not an act of selfishness. Think of it as preserving your energy for what truly matters. Practice self-awareness. Reflect on your feelings. Are you saying yes out of habit, fear, or unrealistic expectations? Identifying the root cause helps you take control. Set clear boundaries. Decide what is most important to you and learn to prioritize it. For example, if family time is your priority, let that guide your decisions. Use affirmations. Counter guilt with affirmations like, "My time and energy are valuable," or "I can say no without losing respect." How to say no without hurting anyone? Be honest, yet kind. Transparency goes a long way. Let them know you value their request, but you simply cannot take it on at this time. Show appreciation. Express gratitude for being considered. For example, "I appreciate you thinking of me, but I can't commit to this." Offer alternatives. Suggest someone else who might be better suited for the task. This shows you're considerate even when declining. Use "I" statements. Frame your refusal in terms of your own needs. For example, "I need to focus on my current priorities." Avoid over-explaining. Keep your response brief and clear. Over-explaining can make you sound uncertain and invite pushback. Practice saying no. Rehearse your refusals in low-stakes situations to gain confidence. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Respect their feelings. It's okay to acknowledge their disappointment, but don't let it guilt you into changing your mind. The desire to maintain harmony. For many, saying no feels like causing conflict. We associate refusal with disagreement, which can create tension in relationships. To avoid upsetting the balance, we say yes, even when it's against our better judgment. This desire to keep the peace often stems from childhood experiences where compliance was rewarded and resistance led to reprimand. Over time, we develop a habit of prioritizing harmony over our own needs. The burden of being a helper. Some of us define our worth by how much we help others. When we see someone in need, we feel a personal responsibility to step in, even if it means stretching ourselves thin. This is especially true for those with caregiving personalities or those who have grown up in environments where helping others was seen as the ultimate virtue. While generosity is admirable, it can lead to self-neglect when taken too far. The pressure of social expectations. Society often places an invisible but heavy burden on individuals to be agreeable and accommodating. Saying yes is frequently equated with being kind, cooperative, and generous, while saying no is misunderstood as rude or selfish. This pressure can feel even more intense in cultural contexts or close-knit communities where personal sacrifices for the greater good are highly valued. Over time, this societal conditioning makes us believe that rejecting requests is inherently wrong, even when it comes at our own expense. The fear of losing opportunities or relationships. At its core, our inability to say no often stems from a fear of loss of opportunities, relationships, or reputation. We worry that refusing someone's request might close doors for us in the future or create distance in relationships. For instance, declining a colleague's request for help may lead to fears about being perceived as uncooperative, potentially affecting career growth. Similarly, in personal relationships, saying no to a friend or family member might feel like risking emotional closeness, even if the request compromises your own well-being. The internal conflict of empathy and self-preservation. Empathy is one of the most beautiful human traits, but it can also be a double-edged sword. When someone asks for help, we imagine their struggle and feel compelled to ease their burden. This empathy often clashes with our inner need for self-preservation. Even when we are exhausted or overcommitted, we push ourselves to say yes because we feel guilty about prioritizing our needs over someone else's. Balancing empathy with self-care requires recognizing that helping others should not come at the expense of our own mental health. Lack of practice or assertiveness training. Saying no is a skill that many people simply never learn. Growing up, we are often taught to obey authority figures or prioritize others' needs, but rarely are we taught how to assertively set boundaries. Without practice, saying no can feel awkward, confrontational, or even unnatural. This lack of assertiveness training leaves us ill-equipped to refuse requests effectively, leading to overcommitment and guilt.